I still remember the night the ground breathed under my feet. A slow, heavy rise, a deep, shaky fall, like a giant sleeping under the soil. That was the night the herbalist came for Pastor Teo. Our village, Agbidojo, sat between thick forest and old shrines. People said even Google Maps avoided it. Most strangers turned back the moment they felt the air shift. Hot, heavy, and unfriendly. When the church sent Pastor Teo to us, people stared like they were seeing someone who already died. He arrived with one bag, one Bible, and a soft smile. Nobody smiled back. My uncle told him, "Pastor, once you enter this place, the land claims you." Pastor only nodded, like he had heard worse things before. That night, we heard knocks on the church wall. But the wall had no door, and no one was outside. The sound moved from one side to the other like a hand searching for a way in. People called him Alagbara. He wore cowries around his neck and walked with a staff that looked too wide to be wood. He stared at the pastor like he was looking through him. They didn't speak. They just faced each other, and the air between them felt thick, like heat rising off hot charcoal. The next morning, Pastor found strange footprints on the church floor. Only 2 toes. Long, sharp, and wet. I was maybe 13, foolish and curious. I followed the pastor around, hoping to catch something supernatural. I didn't know I would regret it later. Villagers greeted the pastor only when the herbalist wasn't looking. Fear ruled this place. That evening, Alagbara said, "Pastor, leave before your shadow stops following you." I looked at Pastor's feet. His shadow flickered. Pastor said only, "I won't go." His voice was calm, but the ground shook lightly. All the goats in the village faced the church at exactly the same time. Then they cried like human babies. Nobody slept. The well water turned thick, like someone poured soaked gari into it. People blamed the pastor. At noon, the sky turned black. Birds dropped silent from trees and didn't move again. He acted like everything was normal. He even fixed the church door that same evening. Drums began beating from the sacred forest. No person was there. Everyone locked their doors. Pastor walked toward the forest. I followed, even though my legs were shaking. We saw 2 bright red eyes floating in the darkness. No face. Just eyes. Something whispered my name from behind a tree. Soft, slow, almost friendly. But wrong. Pastor touched my shoulder and said, "Don't fear. Fear feeds them." The whispers stopped. The earth trembled under us. It rose and fell, like something giant was breathing underground. His laugh echoed everywhere. Not from one place. From all directions. Some villagers supported Pastor quietly. Others joined the herbalist openly. This village was tearing apart. A little girl walked past the church and had no shadow. Pastor whispered, "They are testing me." He didn't seem scared, just watchful. Wind blasted into the church, shaking the windows. But outside, nothing moved. The herbalist walked into the church without opening the door. He simply appeared inside. His staff dropped sparks every time it touched the ground. Real sparks, hot, bright, dangerous. Pastor didn't shift. Not even 1 inch. Alagbara said, "Tonight, the land will decide who stays." Even the walls shook. A ring of fire circled the church. But nothing was burning. The air became heavy. Breathing felt like pulling water into your lungs. I hid behind a bench. My entire body shook like cold metal. The lights went out. The fire disappeared. Everything was swallowed by thick darkness. Many voices began speaking through Alagbara. Old women, young men, babies, hunters, strangers. Dozens at once. Pastor spoke one simple prayer. Just one line. Soft. Steady. A warm light filled the church. Not bright, but strong. Alagbara's staff cracked loudly, then broke in two. He screamed like something was being torn out of him. He collapsed and shook violently. But he didn't look dangerous anymore. The ground moved again. Slow, heavy breaths. Then it stopped suddenly. Black smoke streamed out of Alagbara and vanished like dust in sunlight. Everything went quiet. Too quiet. Even insects refused to make sound. He looked human now. Confused, weak, and scared. He said, "I am free." He told Pastor, "I thought I controlled spirits, but they controlled me." That same night, Pastor packed his bag silently. He didn't wake anyone. I found him leaving and asked, "Why now?" He said, "My work is finished. Yours begins." He walked into the night. No escort. No fear. Just humming a soft tune. The next morning felt lighter, like the air had been washed. People shared stories about marks disappearing from their skin overnight. Curses breaking. Nightmares stopping. The herbalist came out too. But he walked slowly, gently, like an old tired man. He told everyone, "I misled you. Forgive me." Villagers built a small wooden church with their own hands. For the first time, our village acted like a family. Rain fell after months of dryness. Soft, steady, refreshing. Yams grew bigger. Markets reopened. Travelers came again. Children played freely. No strange footprints. No cries at night. Peace. I still remember the strange things I saw. The breathing ground, the red eyes, the whispering trees. But I also remember how light won. Our village became a blessed place. All because one man came quietly and left quietly.